Hello, welcome to your practice today. Thank you for joining me on the mat for another Vinyasa session. If you're ready to begin, we'll start class in child's pose. So just moving towards the back of the mat and we'll set ourselves up. Bringing toes together, knees nice and wide. You start to reach the arms overhead, settle down onto the elbows. So I like to rest the weight of the head down here, just starting to soften through the back of the neck, across the shoulders. Just adjusting anything you need so you can get really comfortable and really soft here. Unlocking around all the joints, beginning to relax into the muscles. Just taking your time to slow down and settle in. You might like to close down the eyes. Deepen and smooth out the breath. Just painting the back of the throat with the breath, feeling up into the lungs. And then as you feel the exhale leaving the body, allow that breath out to take with it any holding, any tension. We begin to smooth over any hard edges or corners in the body. Just allowing ourselves to arrive here in this moment exactly as we are. So Vinyasa practice, we move to the timing of our breath. It's really fluid, it's continuous. But the movement is also really mindful. We feel every transition, every muscle fiber that shifts the body. So just start to notice how everything feels within. Make adjustments if you're uncomfortable. Choose modifications if the body is still opening up and inviting in certain shapes. Just no pushing, no force. We'll build a little bit of heat in the body before we begin. Let's inhale, rise up, lift through the torso. Shifting the shoulders over top of the wrists. As you exhale, keep the arms strong, start to drop in through the front of the pelvis. Use your next breath in, draw the shoulders back, spread the collarbones, and then with the chin onto the chest, push into the hands. We're going to sit all the way back to child's pose. Inhale, rise up, tabletop position. Exhale, nice and heavy through the hips, opening the heart up. And then exhaling. Gently brace the belly, guide the hips back onto the heels. Let's smooth this out. A big breath in to lift. Nice long breath out to open the front body. Use this next breath in, strong through the upper back. And then exhale. That one breath out takes us all the way back to the beginning. Two more like that. Linking movement and breath. Inhale, open, and then exhale, guide the body all the way back. Last one here. You can keep this small, you can slow it down even further if you wish. But then we all land back into child's pose, length through side body, length through the spine. Find a little shift from right to left side. Just start to push out through the ribs. Rolling over the top of the feet and the shins, just warming into the lumbar spine. Creating a little more space, a little more sensation around the side body, across the chest, into the armpits. Good, and then lift up a little higher, slide the hands in towards you. We're going to bring the knees together, the feet together, tucking all 10 toes under. And then coming into this kneeling crouch position, use the upper arm bones to widen through the legs. Prop up onto fingertips. So from the front view, I'll just turn on an angle for you. Start to bow the head down. This is a wide-armed malasana. We want to press the spine to the ceiling. So we're spreading and broadening across the back. Getting a nice big stretch into the groin, into the hamstrings. Over the back of the pelvis, head is heavy. One more here. Clear the breath. Walk the hands back together, drop back onto the knees, and then allow the hips to sit onto the heels with all 10 toes tucked under. So nice big stretch for the underside of the feet into the arches. Just holding steady here. Slow the breath. Take one more. Release it out. Good. Hands walk forward. Coming off the feet, that can be a really intense stretch. You can roll out through the ankles. And then placing the feet back down with the toes tucked under, we lift into plank position. Little rock forward and back. Just start to wake up into the calves, activate through the thighs. And then a nice big strong brace through the belly, lift the hips, move into your very first downward facing dog. So myself here, I move more freely once the body is warm. So by getting the body warm, by moving and shifting, you build heat in the body. You notice where places are holding, where there's tightness. So just play within your down dog. We're gifted with a little bit of time here. Just spread the hands, soften the heart down. Create lots of length through the torso. And then as you feel ready, you can start to settle into stillness. Feel the breath filling the body. That beautiful sinking, softening feeling as you breathe out, deepening into the pose. Just one more round of breath. Exhale. Bring the gaze forward, little baby steps, walks us to the top of the mat. Feet landing at hip distance, hands pushing onto the shins. Nice long spine, half lift. Hands wrapped to calves, exhale, bow forward. 2 more like that. We wave the spine up, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale from the hips to the crown. We cascade forward. 1 more. Good, little nod, little shake of the head. It's loosening through the back of the neck. Maybe just allowing the hands to drop down onto the mat, finding a gentle swing from right to left side. So just bend and straighten, one leg at a time. Encourage that movement. Continue warming through lumbar spine into the back of the hamstrings. Whatever helps to create space. Good, then landing center, bend the knees deeply. We begin to slowly roll up. Take your time. So all of our classes, they follow roughly the same framework. Child's pose, a big warm up. Moving through sun salutations to build heat in the body. A sequence of our lunges, of warriors, of twists. And then we bring it all back down again. So roll out here. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles, flex fingers and toes. Big yawn for the internal body. Wake up every cell and every fiber. There's a million combinations that we can take through our yoga practices. When we mix it up, we keep it really fresh in the body. It almost forces the mind to stay present, switched on, so we can really get lost in that motion, that momentum of movement and breath. So we're going to move through sun salutations now. Surya Namaskara A, just
starting to build heat, starting to bring the breath and the movement together. Let's inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, palms touch, we bow forward. Halfway lift, soften into the knees, reach the crown forward. Both hands land, step or float back. Just holding here for that first round. I want you to check in with the energetic layers of the body, or where the energy is lying today. Maybe we need to modify. If we're tired, if we're feeling a little sore, support the body weight. If you're ready to go, feeling strong, can hold this nice and steady. Take a huge breath. I'm going to push off the toes, bend at the elbows, lower the body down onto the mat. Point the toes away, roll shoulders back. From here, baby cobra, or lifting, opening it into upward dog. And then exhaling, lift the hips, soften the heels down, back into downward facing dog. Huge breath in together. Nice big breath out. Step or floating to the top of the mat, we halfway lift. Exhale, folding. Push through the feet, circle all the way up and over. We start again. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine, breath in. High to low push up, brace the belly. Exhale the whole way down. Pressing through the hands, opening through the heart, baby cobra or up dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Another round through, big breath. Big breath out. Step or float forward on the opposite foot. Halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, pushing through the feet, circling all the way up and over. Exhale, folding forward. So you have the timing of each breath to shift and transition. High to low push-up, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, roll shoulders back. Pull the heart forward. Exhaling back to downward dog. Pedal it out here, really soften through the back of the neck. So moving through sun salutations, we come into sun Bs now, where we start to add in some warriors, building strength through foundation. We're going to inhale, lift the right heel high, extend right out from the hip, and then bending the knees so you can step all the way through. We're going to drop back heel down, rise up into warrior one. So warrior one, we're sinking right knee over the ankle. We're pushing the back pinky toe down, gently turning the body forward. First round through, allow this posture to enter into the body. Drop the shoulders, find your breath. I'm going to take another inhale here. And then open the arms into warrior two. So you'll feel that shift across the chest, across the hips. The reach through the arms. Again, sliding the shoulders down. One more big breath. Drop right in. I'm going to flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Backhand slides down the back leg. This guides us over so we can reach out with that right hand. Lifting the gaze up, opening side body. Inhale. Exhale, circle down, right foot steps back. Follow through with your vinyasa. Inhale to open the front body. Exhale back to downward dog. We lift the left heel high. Inhale. Stepping through, warrior one. Back heel down, arms reach up overhead. Feeling the breath as you inhale, fueling the body. The breath out to cool us, to sink and soften into the pose. So as we charge up that back thigh, we gently draw the right hip forward. Sinking the left knee over the ankle, just exploring spaces in the body. Take one more. Come right to your edge, sink down, inhale. Arms open, warrior two. We've got one hand reaching back, one hand reaching forward. Huge opposing force as we reach out of the shoulders. Everything stays centered through the midline. One more breath. Notice if you can drop just a little further. We flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Threading the breath through the rib cage, reaching from that left hip right up to the fingertips. Just one more. Circle down, left foot steps back. I start bending the elbows as I step back so I don't run out of breath. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale back to downward dog. We're going to link that one breath, one movement. If you need to slow it down, please do so. Otherwise, follow along. If you need to move faster than my cueing, just make this your very own. We'll meet back in downward dog afterwards. Inhale, right heel lifts high. Stepping through. Back heel lands, inhale, warrior one. Warrior two on the breath out. Reversing. Circle all the way down, chaturanga, dandasana. Your heart opener. Back to downward dog. Left heel lifts high, one breath. Stepping through, warrior one. Rise up. Open. Reverse. Circle down, left foot back, your vinyasa. Exhale. Find your breath, slow it down. We'll wait here, make sure everyone's met up. And then if you like to practice a little float or a jump to the top of the mat, bend the knees, jump or float to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. We're going to halfway lift. Exhale, bow down. Bend into the knees, sink the hips. Utkatasana. We're going to bring the arms up overhead. Slide the shoulders down, brace into the belly. Inhale. We're going to bring hands together, draw them down to heart center. So Utkatasana twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. We're going to look down to begin. And then as you start to turn the chest, take your gaze up over right shoulder, drawing heart center towards the thumbs. So we want to stay strong through the legs, turning, opening through the chest and upper back. Using your breath to find the rotation. Good. Soften the gaze back down. We're going to lift left heel in towards the bottom. Hold your balance. Lightly, we step the foot back, coming into a lunge twist here. Look back over right shoulder. Strong through the feet, grounding through lower body, twisting, turning, opening through the upper. One more breath. Bring the gaze down, both arms. Sweep us up into crescent. I know that front leg's really talking to us at the moment. We're going to drop back here. Straighten the front leg, glide back to Skandasana. Hold here. Bit of relief for that front leg, back leg still holding strong. Reaching through crown of the head, lift up into the palms. One more big breath. Both hands land down. Stay really low through the body. Crouch, crawl back to the top of the mat. Both hands land. Right foot steps back. Maybe a strength challenge here. Keep that right leg lifted as you come down through chaturanga. Push through the top of the feet. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Step or float to the top of the mat. Feet together. Halfway lift. Second side, exhale, bow down. Sink the hips. Utkatasana, arms reach up and over. Squeeze ankles and knees together. We're rolling the thighs in, pulling belly button to spine. Slowing the breath. One more. Hands touch, bring them down to heart center. Utkatasana twist. Right elbow to outer left thigh. Maybe we just pause here, practicing turning the heart around, tucking the right ribs under as you roll through that top arm and rib cage. So up to you where you pause here. Try to keep the knees connected, taking one more breath. Take the gaze down to the mat. Right heel this time squeezes in towards the bottom. Hold your balance. And then we float right foot back into lunge twist here. If this feels a little too intense, open the lunge up. Right hand down, left arm to the sky. Otherwise, we're holding steady. Again, shining left rib cage to the sky. Turning the heart towards the thumbs. One breath. Soften the gaze down. Both arms sweep down, come up through crescent. And then we swivel. Back heel down, open the arms. Skandasana towards the back of the mat. So this can look pretty different in everybody. Some people can come all the way down. You might like to lift your heel. I prefer to keep it grounded, but we're reaching, opening through the arms. Steady here. Gaze is down, shoulder blades rolling together. One more breath. Hands land, stay low. Crouch crawl to the top of the mat. Square hips and shoulders. Left leg steps back. Maybe a three-legged chaturanga as you lower to the mat. We inhale, rise. Exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Maybe I'm the only one puffing through this sequence. Just taking a moment here. We're going to soften the knees to the earth. Sweep the shins to one side, bring the feet out in front of you. If you like, take the feet as wide as the mat. Just drop the knees right to left, just bringing in a little bit of movement around the hips. Just flushing out through the pelvis. We plant the feet down. We're going to roll down onto our back. Reaching the hands forward, drop chin to chest. Roll all the way down, connecting each vertebrae. As you lower into a supine position on the mat, arms releasing down beside you. Now we're going to move into a little bit of a bridge flow, segmenting the spine, drawing lots of awareness into the core. So we want to know when to switch it on, when to release, where to hold strong, and when to soften. So we're going to split this into 4 parts. As we inhale, you're going to feel the belly up and arch into the spine. So there's a gap between your spine and back and the floor. On the next breath out, belly button pushes to spine. We flatten lumbar spine down towards the earth. On the next inhale, hold that strong straight spine. Push the feet down, lift the hips into bridge. From here, curl the tailbone under. We're going to roll the spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. We start again. Puff the belly up. Arch into the spine. Exhale. Belly button to spine, flatten to the earth. Push through the feet, lift into bridge. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Try that again. Big breath in, puff the belly. Exhale, belly button to spine. Bridge pose with that strong brace center. And then we need to soften to lay the spine back onto the mat. 2 more rounds through in your own time. Breath in. Breath out. Lifting. Rolling down. Last time. Good, just feeling the weight of the hips land. The weight of the bones begin to melt down into the earth. We're going to extend the left leg long. Draw the right knee in towards the chest, little circles as you grab hold of the kneecap. Just start to roll around the hip socket. Good, and then supine twist. I like to shift the hips to the right, guide the knee across the body. Soften into both shoulders, drop the gaze to right hand side. Good, release the knee, roll onto your back. Recenter the hips, changing sides. This time left knee into chest. Grab the kneecap, couple of big circles in both directions. Just freeing up the hips. Good, foot lands, hips shift to left hand side, twisting with a beautiful straight spine as you guide the left knee across the body. Soften into left shoulder. Good, roll back onto the middle of the mat. We want to extend the legs long. You might like to grab a bolster here, just placing that behind the knees. Just that little elevation through the middle of the legs just helps to bring a lot of comfort down to our lower back. If you're happy to lay flat, just settle into this supine position now. You might like to close down the eyes. Allow your Ujjayi breath just to come back into natural, even breaths. Encourage the feet to fall open. So we're unlocking around all the joints of the body, the ankles, the knees, the hips. We turn the palms up to gently roll the shoulders open. This creates much more space across the chest and around the heart. We begin to soften every single tiny muscle in the body, around the mouth, around the eyes. The muscles that run over the scalp. Just absorbing all the benefits of every posture we've just completed. Landing here in this moment with this breath. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that practice was everything that you needed, and if it wasn't, you made it your very own. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.